afternoon, people. It's Monday and the first day back after my vacation. Back to work. It's time for the workday recap. It's about 4:24, 66 degrees out. Just a beautiful day. Let me tell you, it may say 66 degrees, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels in the 70s. It's that hot sun. Anyways, to the work day. Gaines called out today. He was sick overnight, and I feel kind of bad for him. I'm going to check up on him later. I had my first call was at that country club, Lakes apartment complex. I had to fix a Microsoft Office issue. There, for some reason, the Office software became deactivated or never activated. I had an issue when I first installed it where the system hiccuped while I was downloading, so I had to refresh and start it again. And I think what happened was it tried to register as two different computers, or two computers using that same license, which that license is only good for one. And when I thought I fixed it, I actually just, it was fixed, but it was like a trial version that was loaded instead. So that version of Office stopped working a couple of weeks ago. I had to fix it. I had to deinstall the program, reinstall it, and then call up Microsoft and do the activation over the phone with a verification code. No problem there. My second call was going to be Rapidgate called, the little badge scanners at the bases. It was for Kings Bay. That one got pushed back because we got another call for the La Quinta Inn close by the shop. And I get there. This was to replace their DVR for their cameras. DVR, PC, IVR, whatever you want to call it. And I get there, I unbox the unit, and the unit is damaged. There's like pieces coming off the case. And so I kind of figured something might be wrong. I went ahead and plugged it up anyways, and every time I booted it or rebooted it, I kept getting a hard drive error. It wouldn't boot. So I called up the company we were doing this for, and I told them, hey, the unit's DOA, what we call it, dead on arrival. So they're going to ship out a new one. But that one didn't take that long, about an hour. Then I was going to go to Kings Bay to do that Rapidgate call. And I get a call from the shop saying that call got rescheduled for tomorrow so that I can do a emergency Rapidgate call at NAS Jacksonville Naval Air Station. So I go there because their equipment's not communicating. And I get to the main gate there and look at the system. Turns out the system was working fine this morning, but there was like a power fluctuation and the system shut down. When it booted back up like it's supposed to, the PC never came back on. Go figure. So I turned the PC back on, waited about 10 minutes or so. All but one of the handheld scanners came back online, and the company we were doing it for, Rapidgate, was able to communicate with it. So that last scanner I had to troubleshoot with the Rapidgate guys, even though I already know what to do, but they like to go step-by-step procedures so they can rule out certain things. So I let them tell me what they want me to do. Basically, what I ended up doing first was doing a soft reboot, which is just holding the power button in till it shuts off and then pushing it to turn it back on the handheld. That didn't fix the issue. So I did a hard reboot, which was remove the battery and plug it back in and let it reboot. That didn't solve the issue. So next thing I had to do was a cold reset, and the process for it isn't that difficult. It's just awkward getting your hand on all the buttons to do the reset. What you have to do for that is take the battery out. On the back side of the handheld, there's a little reset button that you have to hold for like a second or two each time you press it. And you gotta press it like 3 to 5 times. So you do that, then you get the battery staged to be snapped into place. And while you're holding that, ready to snap it in with one hand, on that same hand you gotta hold down the power button, and with another hand, your left hand or whatever, you have to push in the both the left side buttons at the same time and the power button, and then snap in the battery. Wait till it comes on and gives you the message, do you want to do the reset, the cold reset? Then you can take your fingers off those buttons, keeping your fingers on the battery so that it doesn't fall out, because you can never get it fully snapped in while you're doing that, but it gives enough juice to power it on. So once you get that message, then you can take your fingers off those buttons and press the right side button to confirm, yes, you do want to do the cold reset. Then what I normally do is, still holding the battery in, I turn it upside down and push it all the way in so that it snaps in place. Then it takes about 10 minutes for that cold reset to happen. 9 times out of 10 that'll fix the issue, which it did in this case. So they were back up and running. Got back to the shop and checked Gaines's email form. We got some toner orders for toner and printer order for Fidelity. So I printed out those emails and gave them to my boss and explained what we needed, and basically that's where I sit now. I'm headed home early because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. My roommate was sick while I was gone, and like scratchy throat, coughing, sneezing, all this kind of stuff. It wasn't really allergies, it was actual sickness. And he said he was like trying to stay in his room most of the time so that the germs and stuff didn't get all over the place. But he's got to use the kitchen and the bathroom and laundry and all that. And I think he probably used the living room while I was gone. But that's not the issue. The issue is when he coughs or sneezes or does anything of that nature, he never covers his mouth. And I've told him about that. So it's like, you can be as careful as you can be when you're sick to stay away and out of the way of things. And but if you don't cover your mouth, it's pointless. He needs to learn that. But I'm not mad. I got a little bit of a scratchy throat and a headache, so I'm almost home now, though. I've got to stop by the management office. I've got a few questions to ask them about the lease. And other than that, can't wait to get home. And if I don't talk to you later, I'll talk to you tomorrow.